It's a long video that was. It was probably about 15 minutes of it. It was all about the last video about the chord harmonic progression by doing it by bars, because of about 15 minutes of work on the syncopation in the chorus. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is essentially, instead of tock tock tock, you can replace that. If you can sing the line, the melody line or the lead line the guitar player makes, if you can sing that, you can use the lines as spaces, and there's a few little wrinkles that you can use that actually make life a bit easier for you. So let's start off with the easy one, which is the intro, and then the next video will be just an outline of how to play the line. But you have to be able to sing the line before you can play it. So this is another reason why you do lots of listens and playthroughs. So intro. Do do do. Do 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 do. Do do do. Do 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 do. If you can sing the line, you don't need to say tock tock tock, because it's essentially the chord and the chord bookend, do do do, and so it's like literally on the next beat. You go tick tock, okay, and the first tock is the first note of the line, do do do. And if you say tick, if I say tick tock tock tock, and you want to play this and say tick tock while I'm singing the line, you can see. So it'll go tick tock tock tock, do do do. Now I'm not going to do that for every part of the song, but it's true for every part of the song. However many tick-tocks you say in between the chords, and you replace that with melody from the lead guitar, then if you can sing it, you can space the chords. It's so much easier. So first, now the interesting thing with this one is there's the melodies, they don't behave as nicely as they do in the intro, because essentially you've got the chord on the tick, melody starts on the following beat. The melody, as the guitar plays it, and the verses, is a pickup that precedes the verse, but only by one beat. So we'd still broadly think about this as being, we can use the chords and interact the melody with the chords because there's a relationship. So he goes, so first line of the verse, it goes bow down. So the second note of the melody is where the tick is. Bow down, 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 down. Okay, so we stick with that melody for a minute in that line. So you've got the little wrinkle of the pickup, bow, bow, right? And it's a two-note phrase. The way I like to think of it, because there's a little gap there. Bow, down. There's a one-beat gap before you get to the next bit of phrase. But I like to think of that little gap as separating the phrase, so that the next bit leads to the D chord. So it goes bow, down, gap, down, down, down. So the last note of the melody is where your chord falls. Hear it again. Bow, bow, down, down, down. Right? And every one, you see them. When you hear it on the record, you'll hear it as bow, down, 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 down as the line. But actually, you can break that line up into three. You will naturally break it up into three lines because of the little pauses. It's just that you don't acknowledge it. This is the thing. People can do all this, but you just need a little bit more awareness of what's going on when you play in order to take that information and use it to help tighten up your timing. So that's why I'm doing this little tap on the guitar to separate each phrase from the whole, so that we've got three phrases that add up to the whole line. Where's my other hand gone? There it is. So you've got three phrases that add up to the whole line. So I'll play it and then we'll talk about it again. So it goes bow, 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 bow. Okay, and then this is the thing about, I said it previously, that where the last A minor in the line, it's just a spacer. There's no melody on it, so it's just to give you an extra bit of space before the melody picks up into the next line, which is essentially a repeat of the first line, which is quite nice because now you can see the importance of the spacer. It's the same chord sequence: A minor, D, A minor, and then the melody repeats. So it's, in order to get the second melody line at the right time, you must get the timing of the space. So you get the melody right, the space right, the next bit of melody will be right. So as long as you get it all right, and you can and it's all sitting on the pulse as well, because you're feeling the pulse, you'll never have any timing issues. So let's go again. So picking up, bow. I'll do it slow. Bow, 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 and then we get the spacer, and then it all repeats. Bow, 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 bow. Now, my thing is I'm explaining distinctions between chords that are spacing at the end of the line and melodies, the way the melody intersperses with the chord strums. This all comes from listening. This all will, you don't even, because what we're actually trying to do is be able to just play that line from start to finish and get it all timed right. All of these little details help you if you get stuck or your timings just won't come. But fundamentally, my explanations will be irrelevant if you can sing and play the whole line and get the timings of the chords right. It's only when you hit problems. I mean, it's worth introducing, even if now, as strategies, even if you don't have a problem with it, because you'll come up with a point in some song somewhere down the line where these strategies will be useful. So that's the important thing, you see. So and it's very much like language. And I was trying to think of a limerick, but in fact I've got one here, haven't I? So if I've got it to hand real quick, I think it's here. Is it there? Is it the start? Yeah, it's just this thing about, in a limerick, the thing about like down down, so down 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 space. Down, 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 down. Even if you just get the space, the idea of the spacer, if you have to work on that idea, and let your ear work out the melody relationships to the chords, because you can already do it. It's just in a different context. So if you get a limerick that goes like, "There once was a girl in the choir," there's your spacer at the end of the line. So there once was a girl in the choir. What the hell was that? Oh well, I was trying to be. It's weird. Oh, there it is. Yeah, the song goes, "There once was a girl in the choir, space, whose voice rose up higher and higher, space, till it reached such a height, it let plain out of sight, and they found it next day in the spire, space." And that's the structure of a limerick. So you've got lines 1, 2, and 4 have a space at the end of them. Line 3, which often feels like it's been split into 2 separate lines, has no space. And this is the thing. It's like you have to have spaces because the melody. This is easy to describe when you've got words, but melodies follow. In fact, because it's like if it was like the. Apaches are up. Apaches are up on the hill. Space. They looking like they want to kill. Space. Putting lyrics to Apache. I had to make them. I made them up straight out of my head then. But do you see the language? The language requires a spacing, because this is the way we talk. And the melody, without words, still basically obeys the rules of language, at least at this level of playing. So this is the importance of the spaces. So I think that's probably made it, sort of clarified a few things there. And the other thing to be listening out for is the melody. Even though we go to D minor, G, D minor, D minor, the chord contour is just It's the same as A minor, D, A minor, broadly, apart from the tonality change. But it's all shifted up of what's called a fourth. So it goes A, B, A, B, C, D, 4. I'm trying to get the camera, yeah. So A, B, C, D, A minor to D. It's separated by a fourth. So the melody is the same. Down, 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 down. Down, 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 down. And the thing is you don't even have to sing the pitch contour. As long as you sing ba 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 ba. And don't forget the spacer. Ba 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 ba. And then you go to this and you go ba 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 ba, and then ba 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 ba, and so on. And so then that demonstrates all the principles. I'll just whiz through the bridge and the chorus. They're more complex, so rather than me describe everything in painstaking detail like I've just done, let's just go through it. So it goes. This is the one where the melody's over the F and then the A minor. Both the A minors are like spaces. It goes, comes in at the same time. So it's like the A minor signals the last, the kind of the way that the line, because otherwise we'd be stuck going. We can't start going that repeating until we go to the A minor, which is the kind of, so the A minor terminates it. So you just got to work out spacer. Spacer, and then that goes straight into the chorus. Then we'll just go straight into it, and again it goes. Now why the A minor now stops becoming a difficult syncopation, because if you can just sing that last note, if you can feel the melody approaching the end, that note, you can feel it, you're getting close to it as you're playing. On that note, you've got to be on A minor. And it doesn't matter that it's in a funny place. So that middle, the second line, the line stops a little bit shorter on the C. So you sing the melody, you sing the lead guitar line, which is the melody, and the chords will follow. You use a little bit of spacing, using just the counting if you want to, or the stronger your timing is, should be able to follow. The stronger your sense of the melody is, and the good timing of the melody. And again, you don't need to sing it, so it could be like this. It could be ba 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 ba. It's da 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 da. 1, 2, 3, 4. Ba ba. No, the line again. Ba 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 ba. And then start again. Ba 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 ba. There's a space. Ba 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 ba. Yep. You can do some. It's easy, a bit fancy, because you can put the A minor. You can double the A minor in that opening line, and add a spacer strum in the right place. But it actually makes life more difficult. It's something if you can already do some of this stuff. You can. This is another step on. It'll be like this. It'll be bam bam ba 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 ba. There's the spacer. Ba 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 ba. Not sure it ba 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 ba. That's right, yeah, that's where the space is. It feels really that'll really confuse you putting that strum in. But if you might be there, Alan's there, a few other people there, Amanda's there, you know, probably. It's another step on. So those are all the parts, and there's some of the strategies about using the melody to get the structure of the strumming, the harmonic rhythm. It's probably just as long as the previous video, so sorry about that.